Next gen! What an incredible generation this has been for games. Between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, we have had some crazy highs. And sure, we've had some pretty low lows.
This multiplayer action title, it won't just tickle your funny bone, it'll chew the whole damn thing off.
But this video is about celebrating my favorite gaming experiences through the last 7 years. I'm Black River Fox, and this is my top 5 games of this generation. Let's just jump right in. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. I've never been much a fan of the Dark Souls series, and sure, I enjoyed Bloodborne well enough, but nothing quite grabbed me the same way Sekiro did. I think this is owed to the bigger focus on mobility that made exploring this mythical Japanese world so freaking awesome. With the weapons at your disposal like the prosthetic arm and the sharp pointy swordy thing, it just made every encounter so much fun. And mastering the game's countering system just made me feel like a badass. And for some reason it just fell into place for me. I felt like a pro in this game, whereas in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, I always felt like I was at this massive disadvantage. And some of the deaths just felt so cheap and out of my hands. Maybe it's because in a lot of ways Sekiro feels a lot more forgiving, but the game was challenging enough to always keep me on my toes. And there was still quite a few encounters that kept me trying over and over and over. Here's looking at you, you albino King Kong piece of shit. Red Dead Redemption 2. The first Red Dead Redemption game ranks crazy high on my all-time favorite games list. So the lead up to Red Dead Redemption had my expectations like way too high. I mean probably like there. Yeah. I mean, I was uncontrollably hyped. And what I played at the end of the day was completely different to what I thought it was gonna be. The story was slow, the controls felt cumbersome, and every single gameplay mechanic felt so meticulous. It was almost as if this game wanted to slow you down on purpose so you could really appreciate what you were doing. And holy crap, was there a lot to do. And you know what? For me at least, it worked. Never before have I felt so immersed in a game world. I would clean my guns regularly, catch up with everybody in my camp before having a delicious, tasty breakfast.
Breakfast.
And I would brush my horse every time I came back after a hunt in the wilderness. I know this game was crazy divisive, with a lot of gamers looking for a more spaghetti western action adventure. But for what it's worth, I'm really glad this game turned out the way it did. Now I just wish that Rockstar would forget about the online mode and give us what we want. Undead Nightmare DLC 2. Come on, let's go, baby! SpiderMan! SpiderMan is by far my all-time favorite superhero, and all I ever wanted any game to do was just make me feel like Spider-Man. You know, swinging around through the New York high-rises, zooming through traffic. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? And then we got Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, and holy shit! Did they nail it? Honestly, I would have been happy if this game only nailed the swinging mechanics, but fortunately, the story and the overall gameplay is just as good, so that's just the icing on the cake. I often found myself just switching on my PlayStation 4 before dinner just to swing around a bit in its gorgeous environment. And I love the fact that we didn't get yet another Peter Parker origin story, with Insomniac instead focusing on a more mentoring storyline. The collectibles and the side missions were also quite a blast, and it was really a breeze getting this game's platinum. I will never forget the feeling that this game gave me jumping off of a building. You know, feeling my balls just go up into my stomach every single time I did it. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but damn it, this game just made you feel like Spider-Man. I can't wait to jump back into this game on the PlayStation 5. The Witcher 3. I spent more time in this game than Skyrim, Destiny. This game basically sucked me dry. The Witcher 3 was an incredible game with one of the richest open worlds I have ever experienced, ever. The world was huge, and it still felt like there was something to discover around every single corner. I never played number 1, I jumped in at number 2, but The Witcher 3 just improved on every single aspect of this game series. The RPG mechanics were totally streamlined, but still deep enough to keep every monster encounter an exciting hunt. And the move to a seamless open world instead of the smaller hubs was a massive step up. And sure, the story does drag on for quite a while, but fortunately, the writing is so good, offering up some pretty grim outcomes and exciting plot points. And what I actually enjoyed the most out of The Witcher 3 were its monster contracts and character-focused side stories. These quests were way deeper and way more engaging than I expected them to be, and it was constantly reminding me that the real monsters in this world were the people inhabiting it. And finally, we get to my number one game of this generation, Fortnite! No, but seriously, God of War. Woo! I think this is a game that's gonna top many, many lists. I never played any of the previous God of War games because frankly, it just looked so unappealing to me. I wasn't a big fan of Kratos, the big must kill. You know, I didn't enjoy that character, and I also didn't enjoy the hack and slash combat. It's just not for me. But from the moment I saw the first trailer for this game, I knew we were gonna be in for something really special. I love Norse mythology, and the more story-focused direction for this game had me completely hooked from day one. And what I got to play at the end of the day was nothing that I expected it to be. The entire adventure was based around the most amazing father and son story that was so well executed, it just gave Kratos some much needed depth. I mean, I can't recall any other game save for maybe Tomb Raider that reinvented its characters so well. But what I really didn't expect from this game was how freaking amazing it would be to play it. And it's totally impossible to talk about this game without mentioning the Leviathan axe. The best weapon ever introduced in a game, ever. Legit, it never got old throwing that axe and calling it back. And the fun gameplay didn't stop there, which is amazing. The skill tree moveless based combat just kept every encounter so fresh, and the handful of boss encounters and set pieces just took it to a whole new level. The way this world has been created is truly, I mean, it's breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
And exploration and backtracking is nearly always rewarded with more loot or knowledge to help you on your way. And this is gonna sound super weird, but what I really love the most about this game is how much this game felt like a game. And I know that sounds weird, I mean, it is a game, but the arcadey feel it had and the Metroidvania-esque traversal just worked so well with this heartwarming story of Kratos and Atreus. I can't wait for the sequel. I'm looking so forward to it. It's gotta be good. So there you have it. Isn't it crazy that 3 of the 5 games on my list was PlayStation 4 exclusives? I wonder if PlayStation is going to keep this trend going with the PlayStation 5. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching this video. And let me know what games made your top 5 list of this generation by dropping a comment below. And I will see you next time.